friends, you may feel like it's deja vu because Jaycee and I have done this once before. Today, a few
Today,
hours
yes.
ago. We were talking about the fabulous Secret Garden Retreat. So if you missed that, make sure to check that out because Jaycee had a special code for everybody that was there. So that was so nice to give them a code, Jaycee. So thank you for sharing your code with everyone today.
Of course, and there's only a few days left for the Secret Garden. So after
Yeah.
this, check that one out. So
Yeah, make sure to check that one out. And the card. Oh, card, gorgeous. And of course, tonight we're going to create something beautiful. So we've been having some of the regulars that do the lives. We've been having fabulous guests come on. And I got Jaycee. I was so excited. And so he's going to be working with his collection tonight. I will tell you, one of the items, the bundle is available. The single item is not. It's sold out. But you can just hit to be notified as soon as that comes into stock. We'll notify you. You can get that in your cart and get it home to you. So make sure to check those out. But we are going to get crafting because I can't wait to see what's going to be created. I told Jaycee I'm wearing a couple hats. I'm doing the moderating and the chatting. So if I miss something, just say, hey, lady, don't come back and I'll make sure your question gets answered. But if you have questions for Jaycee, please pop them in there. And we'll get started with our welcoming our fabulous guest. I forgot to do that because I've already, I must have checked that off because we've already done it once today. But welcome, Jaycee. Thank you for making the time.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you again. It's good to be back. So
seems like forever since we've had you as a guest. Well,
we just called it an Altenew day. It's so great.
Yes.
So yeah.
Wait, you did have a good break, Sid. Thank you for asking. Yes, Jaycee said, did you have a good 3 hours? I did. So we did have a good break. Yes, thank you for asking. All right, let's head over and I'll make Jaycee bigger on the screen. Ooh, no, not that way. We're going to make Jaycee bigger on the screen so we can see the beautiful projects we're going to create. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So we have about an hour. I've already done a lot of prep work for the die sets or the die cuts that you've seen in this class. Sorry, my name is Jaycee. I'm a full-time scientist, part-time paper crafter. And I do a lot of work with Altenew because they're one of my favorites. And I've been so incredibly lucky for the Sweet Shop retreat to be able to design 2 items that were used in the retreat, and now they're widely available. They were exclusive then, and now they're available now. So I'm going to switch down to my overhead view so that you all can see those products. So here it is. It's got my little name on it, and for Altenew, there are 2 items, like I mentioned. It's the Gourmet Garland, which is this one, and I apologize, Bridget and I were talking about this. I'm crafting upside down right now. So it's going to look weird as I'm crafting, but I'll be sure to rotate everything as I'm creating. But anyway, Gourmet Garland, it's a layering stencil, and then the Sweet Nasturtium layering die sets. The intent was that both of these were to be used together for a dinner plate inspired, sorry, not dinner plate, a dessert plate inspired scene that complements the Sweet Shop retreat. So yeah, we'll just go right into it. So the first thing I wanted to showcase is the Gourmet Garland 6-in-1 layering stencil. And in this layering stencil are 3 sets of images. It is the nasturtium leaf, lemon verbena, and like a mint-shaped leaf. And the intent is that, all of these leaves are edible or relate to food somehow, which is why I wanted to adorn like a dinner plate background. Dessert plate. I mean dessert plate.
Are you hungry? We've kept him working so much today. He has not had food. He's starving.
It's true. I didn't eat yet. But yeah, it's really inspired too by like my mom's antique dessert plate collection with the blue and white Chinese motifs on them. So I wanted to have a little Altenew twist on them. And yeah, I drew all of these illustrations myself, and quite a learning curve. It was definitely my first experience, but I was so excited to do it. So I'm grabbing my 9x12 sticky mat grid and a panel of white cardstock. And really, this is just my background for the layering stencil set. And you can see the stencil sort of align already. Um, like if you were to look through them. So I'll just go in numerical order here. So layers number 1 and 2 are the mint motif. And I'm laying that down on my sticky mat grid. And let's see what greens I want to use today. Well, the nasturtium leaves that I die cut are already cut from mountain pine. So I'll use these family of inks to color them. And I'm really grateful for those of you who already have the bundle. You all have shared your projects with me on Instagram, so I really appreciate it. I'm still sort of in a daze over it that my name is on these products from Altenew, but yeah, I really appreciate it, and I love seeing everything that you all have made.
Does that catch you off guard when you're going through your products and you're like, whoa, that's my name?
Yeah, it really does still. I mean, it's been since, before September when I first saw the draft of the products. But even still, it's just like, I'm using my collection, I think. But, the green inks I'm using are from Green Valley, by the way. And in order to stretch this color palette throughout all 6 stencils, I'm applying them in really light layers because it's just the background. My philosophy is if it's in the back, I'm not gonna spend too much time working through and getting it perfect because the majority of this will be covered anyway. I'm using mini ink blending brushes and Firefly to apply stencil layer number 1 and a really quick gradient from the base of the leaves to the tips. So it's just like that.
Now, how do you pick when you have a stencil that goes beyond the 4? So we have this beautiful Green Valley family, but how do you add additional greens in if you had, say, you needed 6 colors?
Yeah. Like I just showed here, I either apply really light layers, so I can stretch the value or the gradient of inks, or sometimes I'll incorporate complementary colors. So if you all are color wheel aficionados, you'll know that opposite of green is red, and just to apply a really, really light layer of, let's see, let me look through my reds real quick. Like grapevine, just a really light touch of that will really darken and deepen your darker values. Heartbeat, let's see, coral berry will even give it like a warmer shift. So there are many ways and to experiment. What I would suggest though, instead of going straight into your project, is to do it on a swatch piece, just in case you end up with something murky like brown.
And never do it like when you're doing your finished project and you have to finish it. Like that's never the time to try out
Right.
your color combos. Your husband wants to leave for a party and you're making that card and you're like, oh, let's try. I think this will work. Oh.
Yeah.
I may or may not have done that before. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think this will work. It did not. No. We were just a little bit later for the party. It was all okay, but
Yeah.
just a word of advice.
Definitely
Hello.
swatch if you can.
Yes, swatching is always good, or even a scrap piece of paper next to you. Just always
Just
good.
double
We
check.
always have those spare pieces, right? And hello, Vicky. She says hello, Jaycee.
Hello again.
Yes, Linda says hi, Jaycee. Second video I've seen from you. Really enjoy your inspiration and design.
Thank you.
Hello, Melanie. Yes, it's our second time today. We've had so much fun together today.
Oh, yes.
We're a dynamic duo. We always will be,
Always
I
a good time.
think.
That's right. The dynamic duo. I forgot to mention that. If you
And
all watched our little sweet shop, that was also in there.
funny thing is we tried so hard all day to come up with names, and a lot of them just did not work. We tried though. Because we're two creative people, right? We should be able to come up with a team name. And so finally I went in the other room and I came back and I'm like, dynamic duo. And he's like, yes. Like we were so excited We finally found a name.
It definitely made sense, and we were wandering the aisles over at the Altenew warehouse, and there it was, Dynamic Duo. It's like, of course, duh, that makes so much sense, Bridget and I.
And everybody, when we announced her name, they were like, "Ooh!" Like they liked it too, so it was cool. It's fun to be with other crafters and do stuff like that because they get it, you know.
Yeah.
I know Georgina. She said, "Hi, JC. What a treat! 2 videos in one day. Wouldn't it be great to have 2 videos of JC every day? That'd be fantastic. So much fun."
There would be so many cards to prep.
Oh my gosh, so many. Can you imagine how many cards you'd have? Holy
Yeah.
Toledo. Wow. You
That's
think you
actually
have a lot
amazing.
now.
But it
Oh,
would still be so much fun.
it would be so much fun. Yes. We're always looking for more ways to craft. Jane said, "It's true. It's true."
So
Oh,
let's
that's
see.
so pretty.
We're yeah, we're thank you. We're working down so I'm on stencil number 4 now. So 3 and 4 are the lemon verbena. I like them for their really long spade leaves. But again, I wanted something really simple that you could work up quickly for a background. So like we were talking about earlier, to stretch the gradient of inks, I went from Firefly to Grassfield, then Grassfield to Shadow Creek, and then for the last layer, I'll go from Shadow Creek to Mountain Pine, or sorry, the last 2 sets of images. And that really helps stretch that gradient down. And fortunately, you know, as I was working through the design of this layering stencil, I was thinking about that. How do we incorporate a set of 4 layering inks into 6 images and still have clear, distinct, right groupings of images between them? Uh, So back to Shadow Creek. This is stencil layer number 5. These will be the nasturtiums. And like I mentioned, all of these images were intended to deal with food in some way or sweets. I used to see um, dessert plates adorned with, you know, pansies, nasturtiums, sort of edible flowers, to really add some greenery to desserts. And I just liked the way that looked on a plate. So I couldn't wait to bring that to Sweet Shop at the retreat. So that's Shadow Creek. Then on my darkest and last layer, stencil number 6.
Looks so pretty. It's amazing how these inks just together with the layers of the stencil make it look so amazing.
And then Mountain Pine is the last one. These little wedges are meant to look like the veins of the leaves of the nasturtium. And I like that sort of radiating. If you've ever seen them, like an image of the nasturtium leaves, they have this sort of center vein, kind of like a lotus pad, lotus leaf.
I've never looked them up. I'll have to look them up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So here we go. And really the orientation I was using is this one. So 4 colors, 6 layers, and you can see like there's still distinct groupings between all of them. So if you're using just the gourmet garland layering stencil by themselves, um, you know, you could quickly add a sentiment to the center of this, use other items that were part of the Sweet Shop Retreat bundle in the center of this, and they all work really great. What color are the tabs for Altenew? I think all the yellow tabbed products from Altenew for organization are the edible kind. Um, so yeah, it's just a really quick way to organize your stash. But I'm going to set this one aside and work on the main elements on this, which is from Sweet Nasturtium. So I already die cut a few pieces from this set already. And I'm gonna try to point at this while it's upside down. But on here is the grouping of petals right here, this cluster of 5. This star-shaped image is your base layer. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and then 7 and 8 for the center of the flower. And of course, it's using Altenew's innovative keyhole alignment system. In this case, it's an up arrow. And the etching on these is actually dots instead of numbered 1 through 4. And really, the intent of this was not so much the order of which the petals are, but I wanted a 2-in-1 set, die set. So you can have nasturtiums or you can have pansies. And I'll show you how to do both with this die set. And then, of course, there's the sweet nasturtium leaves, which are similar to the gourmet garland ones, just like that. And then, on top of that, I have a layering set of macarons in here. So that helped really enforce the sweet nasturtium, the sweet shop retreat sort of feeling to it. So that should be everything. I lost I lost the piece to that highlights the macaron on here, but I can add on that detail. It felt you won't believe, Bridget, this is I feel like this is totally like a story you and I can share, is I dropped it inside my die cutting machine, like
Oh
in the
no.
middle of it, and I turned my die cutting machine upside down. I could not get it out, so I
Oh
just had to take
no.
that piece.
That piece will haunt you after we cut. Oh my gosh. I mean, we lost count. I think we would have been terrified if we counted how many of those we cut for the event. So, uh, and Linda said, they're no calorie. They're good. They're no calorie. Exactly. No carbs. No, don't worry about anything. They're just delicious, and you get to bake them. We had a question. I'm trying to see the name. This happened to me. Oh, Lucy. Oh, good. I was able to roll it down. Question about ink storage. Do you keep the inks by Altenew color family, or do you mix them together in a rainbow order?
I do keep mine in, by Altenew family, so I do keep them in their sets of 4 because, I'm a content creator, ultimately, like, I link to these products, and so I wanna make sure that when I'm grabbing colors, that I'm able to refer back to them. All I do really, if I need to know which color family it's in, is I just go to the Altenew website, type in one of the colors. Let's say if I grab multiple out and I need to put them away and I don't know which one it belongs to, um, it's a really easy way to find which color family belongs to which. But yes, I do. I use the circular ink pad storage. Each column holds 12, so I can hold 3 sets of 4 in each row, or sorry, column.
Those are the wooden ones, right?
Correct. Yeah.
The Stampin' Storage. They spin. They're fantastic for inspiration, I find, because you just see the beautiful colors. So if you were like, hey, I don't know what color to create with, one always jumps out, not literally, but figuratively jumps out at you. And you're like, I have to create with this today. It's so pretty. So we have a question that I don't think you can answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways. The question is, Jaycee, do you have any other designs in the works? Or I guess you could do yes or no. And that's it.
Um,
Maybe.
maybe. Yes.
I was wrong. It's yes, no, or maybe.
As far as what it is, I cannot divulge that one quite
Yes.
yet.
That's the what do we call that? We call that the secret, like the secret witness protection. There we go. Witness protection program. We protect that. Oh, what are you cleaning your ultra sticky mat with? Is that water?
I just have, like, whatever is left at the bottom of my dish, soap bottle, um, I just dilute the rest of that with water, and I refill this spray bottle with it. That's all it is. It's so really
Oh,
like diluted soap and water, so I don't get so many suds everywhere.
that's a good
Um,
idea.
yeah,
I
and
do
I
a lot
find
of
that
things.
that's what cleans my sticky mat grid because you don't wanna use anything like alcohol-based on your sticky mat grid, nothing with solvents, because it will take the sticky away. So yeah, that's all I use on here and on my stamps as well.
Carrie said, awesome. Congratulations on branching out into designing products. And Serena's hungry for more. She said, we need all to do sneak peeks. It's hard once you see one, you want to see them all. Oh, Lucy wants to know, do you take requests for future designs?
I think the Altenew team is
We
actually
do.
better for that.
Yeah, we do. If you have an idea, send that to support at Altenew and just let them know you have an idea.
Yeah, and it's happened multiple times where customers have suggested products, and they've definitely shown up.
Yep. One of mine did the well-read stamp set.
That oh, yeah, that's
Started
right,
with the
yeah.
E.E. Cummings sentiment. I carry your heart, I carried in my heart. Jen Raza had asked if there were any stamps anybody was looking for, and I'm like, I need this stamp in my life. And then a couple months later, it came out, and like I bawled when I got it in the mail because I was just like, oh my god. So yeah. But we love to know what you're missing in your collection or what you'd really like to have. We love to know that. And sometimes we're able, like Jaycee said, to make it come to an actual product, which is exciting. Oh, that's so pretty. Just right there, it's pretty. And I know it's going to get even more gorgeous.
Let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm ink blending these. So I die cut the pieces from white cardstock, and then I'm using my mini ink blending tools. And I meant to look up the color family. I decided on this off camera.
Is it this family? It's Sunkissed Delights.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm obsessed with this family. Love it.
It's like the perfect orange for me.
Oh, it is. It is just. I was a warm and cozy gal before.
Yeah,
and now that this has come out, I'm like obsessed.
I like the gradation. I think it's like a really healthy transition between petals. So I'm going from the second darkest all the way down to the darkest. So that's golden honeycomb, amber blaze, and then melted butterscotch. So I'll do that real quick.
I agree. Ms. Tamp said the inks are just so beautiful. They are.
There we go. Oh.
And I love as well that you can get, like you were talking about earlier, you know, the softer you go, you can get such varied looks with these 4 inks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And with the Crafty Essentials, Crafty Necessities cardstocks, now you can start with a really deep layer of color. And I just think it looks so beautiful now that you can, you know, incorporate colored cardstocks with Altenew's collection of inks. It's just so easy now to create really saturated colors than before. Because before I was having to apply quite a lot of layers of ink onto white cardstock, but now I already have like a clear base canvas.
Now, which arrangement are you going to do first?
So I'm doing the nasturtium, which is why I picked the orange colors. And I'm just applying glue around the arrow alignment cutout, starting with my first layer. Again, the first one is the this star-looking base. And for the nasturtium leaves, I kind of just go in order. You'll see for the pansy image, I'll go in a different order to help really enforce that pansy look. But I just grab them. So I arrange them how they're going to be glued down on my sticky mat grid so that they're all aligned already. And all I have to do is like pick them up real quick, just as you saw, and then glue them down. Just like this.
Nobody knows you had that little arrow helping you along the way.
That's right, yeah. And all of the craft flower or all of the layering die cuts that have this alignment system have some sort of hidden mechanism, right? I always think how are you going to do that? How are they going to make that flower and hide the alignment? And then they do every time, especially with this one. It was interesting trying to design a die cut with the alignment system, but I mean, it ended up working. So
it's beautiful. Yes, it worked beautifully.
Thank you. So yeah, this is the nasturtium flower. Again, it's typically orange, yellow, orange color families. A completely edible flower that you might see dressed on top of a dessert. But for now, I'm going to set this aside, let it fully dry, and then I'll work on the second grouping of images, which I also already die cut. I'm going to quickly clean this off real quick so that I don't carry the color over to the next flower. Because after this one, we still have one more set of images to assemble.
That is the biggest fear, isn't it? You just blended a color and you're like, I think I got it all. I've been doing that as well with the little buckets. It is super helpful keeping things organized. It goes so much faster when it's all separated out.
Oh, yeah. I think it was somebody at the sweet shop retreat. It's so nice to meet everybody in person, especially the attendees. That was the first time I met the leadership group with Altenew. But anyway, the attendees brought such wonderful gifts, and that's when I started using the bowls.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so this one was so cute, and I use it to hold like really fine die cuts, and it's sturdy. It just I don't know, I feel so fancy when I use it. Um, and it sort of transitioned into other, like, containers like this that really help organize my die cuts.
Oh, we have a question for you. What
Yes.
combo shades of pinks and coral combination would go together to start a collection?
We I think we talked about something similar in the previous live, with the secret garden, but I always think which one is this one? Frosty pink, coral berry, ruby red, and grapevine. I
Great
just feel like
cosmos.
it's Yes, I think it's a great base, red to have. You get your nice light pinks, but you get a nice true red, which is especially for Valentine's Day coming up. It's just nice to have a red that isn't too pink, not too, purpley, and ruby red here. Let me just pull it out real quick.
It's just right.
It's just right. Yeah. And then, of course, the other inks that oppose it, the lighter values and the darker values, they just work really great together.
And
Um,
there's a coral in there too. The coral berry is in there as well, which is a
that's
really
right.
pretty, you mentioned coral. Yeah, so there's a coral berry in there.
Mhm,
Not truly a coral color, I wouldn't say, but more red than kind of the orangey tone of coral sometimes you see. But
mhm. So let's see. Where's the other set of inks I was going to use?
while you're looking, Sid would like to know, and you might ask yourself this question on a daily basis as well, Jaycee. How do you manage your full-time job and are a content creator?
I'll admit, it is a lot. But I'm really grateful that I get to do both. I do have a passion for science, and in my full-time job, I do um, referral testing. So I have a wide knowledge of other labs and what they do for testing. So I work in the clinical lab, and if you've ever had your blood drawn, those samples come to me, sort of thing. But on top of that, and I think sort of related, is I have this methodical way of thinking, which is why I enjoy teaching with Bridget at these events and using all to new products, because I take a lot of inspiration from real life scientific looking right images, and I get to translate into sort of this free artful style. Um, so yeah, I find it to be rewarding that I get to do both. And yes, it is hard. It is a lot of work. Um, but I'm grateful for it. You know, I feel like this opportunity is just once in a lifetime. So I couldn't say no. And it's so fun. Everybody at the Altenew team is so fun. It's so easy.
It is
So
so fun. It's so fun, right? Oh, it is so fun. Oh, you're going with the Blushberry Bliss family now.
thank you. Yes. So I was researching pansy images, and I kind of liked this palette. And how I'm going to switch it up is basically how you see here, but the other way, because it looks right to me, but it's upside down to y'all. Um, and let me see if I can find the inspiration image real quick. Just like that.
Oh, stunning.
So
It
that's
looks
really the
like
image I'm trying to go for.
it
Yep.
looks like a bow in the middle. That is cool. It looks like a perfectly tied bow that we're all trying to tie. Really cute.
So just by switching up the colors and I guess, strategically placing them amongst the petals, you can switch up the intent and the illustration of the flower. So I applied a base layer of strawberry, and then I'll deepen that base layer with dusty pink.
That's another great tip Jaycee just showed unknowingly. Did you see how his ink pad holds to the sticky mat? So that's great for your ink blending, as he's been doing earlier and now. But if you have trouble getting the caps off, put it on your sticky mat, and it's easy to get the lid to turn if you have like arthritis or carpal tunnel, something like that. It was super helpful. The sticky mat holds it, and look how easy. He just like one finger is putting that lid back on. Like, impressive. You've done that before, haven't you, with a handful of blending tools or something? It looks
That's right.
like
I can just slap it on here and DJ it open, and then there it goes.
perfect. Do you have a favorite set of blues and purples that call to you?
Oh, the blues, Dark Night, Nimbus, Tranquility.
Yeah.
Tranquility by far is my favorite set of blues. It's a warm blue. And also with that, when the crisp dye inks were being released, Sugar Plums was also in that set. So that's my favorite blue and purple.
Those two, I love those two. They're just
yeah.
like the softer, like super chill kind of colors of blue and purple. They're very cool, and I love them. I love them.
So I'm going to do something a little different now. I'm going to leave these two top ones uncolored, or I guess without Raspberry Sunset. I shouldn't say uncolored. But these three right here that sort of bow out towards me, I'll apply a darker gradient of Raspberry Sunset just to give the impression that this looks like or feels like a pansy.
Marianne said hello. Hello, Marianne. Welcome.
Hello again.
Yeah. Jaycee's on Mariam today too.
Okay.
He spent a lot of time with Altenew today, which we love. We're so excited. It was a Jaycee day for us. We're so excited.
It was a good day for me. I got to spend time with Altenew, so
yay! That's
what I was saying too.
And maple yellow is pocket full of sunshine. I'll pop that color family there. That's one of my favorite yellows. That was my kind of first one that I was like, whoa, that's bright. And then I used it and I was like, oh, yep, love this.
I find that fresh, I was talking about true reds. I find that fresh lemon is my like primary yellow. So using those two together, if you don't have a wide selection of inks, you can create your gradients of orange just from those two colors. I've done it a few times in other perfect pairings where I was showing like a rainbow cards basically. But yeah, just by using those sets of primaries, you can create the rest of your color palette.
And that's the other thing too. Don't forget to check out Jaycee's perfect pairings when you have time to learn even more from Jaycee.
I post roughly every second and fourth Sunday. So it's definitely so fun every time to come up with something new. Just like Altenew's word, what am I trying to say though? Altenew, the meaning of Altenew is like old and new. It's a play on that. And so it's nice to be able to showcase products that I have loved, but also pair them with some newer items from that month's release. So I'm going to turn this right side up now so that you can see what I'm doing. I glued down the top two petals like this. And then what I can do is I'm sort of like ignoring the alignment guide now of the petals because just like that perfect bow that Bridget was talking about, I'll start to glue down the remainder petals, these darker ones, in this pansy orientation. And then cover up the alignment because nobody will ever know.
Nope. And we all keep secrets here, so nobody will know.
And then, oops, I didn't apply glue. On this top piece.
That's ironic. Vicky just asked, JC, do you still have tons of those glue bottles?
I do. I bought like a 20 pack from Michael's a long time ago, and I'm still I'm still trying to work through them. So
You think you'd go through so much glue until you buy like the, Sam's Club or BJ's or Costco size, and then you're like, I really don't go through that much glue. Oh my gosh, so pretty.
So just from that one die set, in fact, I can rotate this one so that it doesn't look so obvious. Now I've made 2 edible flowers. So here's your nasturtium, here's your pansy. So yeah, that was the whole intent of designing sweet nasturtium, was that you could get a 2-in-1. So in addition to these flowers now, with looks like we've got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
We have time to assemble the macaron on here. And I've already die cut those as well from Pink Diamond cardstock.
And it's just you and I, so if we go a couple minutes over, it's okay.
Okay.
And Miriam said so pretty as well.
Thank you, thank you. So here's the base, the top, and the bottom of the sandwich. And then these 2 pieces are the filling. And when we taught Sweet Shop, we went a little delirious cutting these, Bridget.
Yes, we did. JC and I would just look at each other. We had been die cutting at that point for probably 10 hours. And we literally would just look at each other and bust out laughing. We didn't know what I think Lydia came in, she goes, what are you guys laughing at? We're like, we don't know. We're just laughing. And then I was calling that the snake's tongue, and we had nicknames for all because we were dropping parts and pieces. As you can imagine, I mean, we cut, oh gosh, I don't even know what the final number was, but we cut a lot of these. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had to teach in front of 30 folks, I think, and each set had 2 macarons and 2 of the flowers. So already you see, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a smaller piece in addition to that. So 12 just for the macarons for 1 card. And then I think Lydia also had the same set of images. So it was definitely a story-worthy moment, Bridget and I and Lydia, to be deliriously die cutting all of these pieces.
Marianne was in the warehouse also. She remembers we were all screaming and cheering like we had just won the lottery. Like we were all so excited. People kept popping in throughout the day and, jumping in. Like May came in, Lydia came in, Sabrina came in. Everybody kept coming in to like die cut, because each class had so many, like JC said, so many die cuts. And yeah, we erupted at, it was like a high school pep rally. There we go. We were so excited when we were done. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. But we do it again in a second because we had so much fun. Just sitting there die cutting. We were just gabbing and laughing, and we had so much fun.
Yeah, and that was the first time I met like a lot of the leadership team, like I mentioned. So it was fun to just like sit and craft and do what we were doing best, and just catching up. Yeah, first time I met May, first time I met Lydia, Nabil, Tasneem. Oh my gosh, and now her name just left me. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. So yeah, it was just fun.
And thank goodness it was the release that the perfect picker came out, because I don't know where we would have been, JC, if the perfect picker had not been designed. We would have been in big trouble. Oh, Lisa said she loved being at this Sweet Shop retreat. So much cutting, so very appreciated. You are so welcome. We would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, of course, yes.
So much fun. So much fun. Oh, Michelle would like to know what kind of adhesive you're using.
It is just the, Tombow Mono liquid glue. Like I mentioned, I have so many of these. So that's what I've been doing is just using that for nearly all of my cards. There is no alignment system for this one, but of course, everything that you need is found on the back of the Altenew stamp packaging. And so it's just this set of images right here. Oops, sorry, you're getting a glare. There we go. And the piece that I'm saying is I'm telling you I dropped in my die cutting machine is this little highlight right there. It was like slow motion too when it happened, Bridget.
It
Like,
always is. It always is. Yes, it always is. And you're like, no. It's like if you have like, some iced tea on a white carpet as it's going over, you're just like, oh, yeah, no, no, never fast.
yeah.
Kristen asked a good question. So, magenta currently at this moment belongs to the spring garden set at this moment. Good question.
I did something wrong, didn't I?
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
That's the second time.
There may be some fun things on the horizon. So who was it that asked for the sneak peek? I think it was Serena. Serena, you got your sneak peek.
You got one. My bad again. I tried to take it out. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
Oh, that's so sweet. Doris said twice in one day. Lucky me to watch your beautiful ink blending. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you.
I agree too, Linda. Pickers and reverse tweezers, a must. Yes, absolutely.
I do not know where my Altenew gel pen, essential gel pen set.
Oh no.
I don't know where the white went. I think I took it out because I use it frequently, but I just redid my craft room. Anyway, it's a
like your craft room is against you. First your die falls in your machine. Now you can't find the white gel pen. It is against you adding a highlight to this macaron. It's just not happening. Oh, he found a white pen. Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's not the Altenew one, sadly, but it still works. Just add a little highlight.
Perfect.
Yeah. So let's see. What's the last thing I can die or ink blend? Oh. So in that die set, like I mentioned, are the leaves. I won't do too much with the leaves since they're already pretty dark. These are the nasturtium leaves to mirror the gourmet garland layering stencil set. And
now, are you a fan of adding black ink to, because you were saying it's quite dark, are you a fan of adding black ink as a shadow to like the green?
Typically, no. I think there are better ways to create depth and darkness that look a lot more realistic. Of course, if that's the look that you're going for, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just not my preference. Because I think using color complement is a much better way to add depth. So in this case, if I wanted to go darker than this, I might try to use like grapevine, like I mentioned earlier, a deeper red, because it just creates much more lifelike shadows, I guess, than just adding black.
Yeah. And you're a color builder, so you always build your colors so beautifully, as opposed to just going to like one where that black just gives you that darkness. You always build your color, which it gives it a much more, like you said, a realistic kind of look to it.
That's right. And I think that was, by design for the fresh dye inks, the crisp dye inks. They were already like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just easier to grab them in sets of 4 and to create really smooth gradients between the colors. And I think that just sort of translated and changed how I craft, right? Because it's already set up that way.
I remember I got my first layering stamp set and I tried it with inks I had at home. And then I was like, Oh, goodness. Now I got to buy the inks because it just doesn't look the same. So I went insane and I bought the complete ink bundle they had at that time. They had like every ink they owned was in one bundle. And I'm like, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's go. And I didn't know where I would be. 7 years later now. Wow. 7 years. Wow. Okay, let's see. Amy Rasavi. She said using complementary colors is true color theory. Jaycee is so good.
Thank you, thank
Also,
you.
hey. Oh, we have a non-crafting question. Do you do any snow sports in your spare time?
I do not. I live in Colorado. Optimal space for me to ski and snowboard, but I haven't. And I've lived in Colorado since 2002. So
But
since I was
no.
I tell you, it's an expensive sport. I wish
It
I
is.
wish I like again, I wish I had the time. But also, yeah, it's hard to get out there. Um, and I don't live in the mountains. I live in the city.
Yeah. That's
So
what the kids, we're a big winter, sport state as well. And the kids they like rent their skis, I guess it's better or something. I don't know. They go to like Sugarloaf and stuff. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm too old. I feel like I'd break something just looking down down the mountain. So no. It's cheaper if I stay home and buy a new stencil or something, treat myself that way. Oh, Linda's exclamation points. I was like, whoa. If you use a magnetic die cutting base in your die cutter, look on the bottom to see if your die is hiding in there. I looked everywhere for an hour tearing it apart, and that's where she found hers. I
Huh.
wonder if that would work. If you stuck a magnet through your die cutting machine, I wonder if that would work.
I think I do have like a telescoping, like when you drop
Yeah.
tools, like
Oh, I have one of those because it always goes just out of fingertips reach. You gotta have one of those.
I did frantically shake my die cutting machine though, so I don't know how deep it went in there.
Playing the
But yes,
maracas with a die
I
cut
really should give it a
machine.
try.
You have inspired Melanie. She said, who wants to go into ink blend everything in their craft room? I agree, Melanie. It's getting close to my bedtime is not 8 o'clock, but it's not long. It's past 9 o'clock. But I'm just, I don't want to go pull a bunch of stuff out. But I agree. I have that feeling like I could make this too. I could go into my space and I could make it. And it's very exciting. I don't know what that means. Maybe Jaycee knows what this means. He is more of a world traveler. Lucy said, just like me living outside of Chicago and never seeing the bean.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So the
What's
bean
the
is
bean?
it's like a landmark that they have there.
Oh, the big silver thing.
Yes, 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 that.
See, Lucy, if you would have said the big silver thing in Chicago, I would have known. Oh, goodness gracious. Amy Rasavi said too, try holding the machine upside down and shift it back and forth. I don't know. It sounds like Jaycee put some muscle behind it instead of shifting. She said she had to rescue a lost die that way as well.
Maybe I'll give it a try now that it is settled. I was doing it like in sort of a frantic panic, so who knows how good of a job I was doing.
All I could think of is like you at the gym with a weight, like just shaking this.
It's true. I was like, "Are you serious? This whole time of all my years of making cards, I drop one now, and it's the die set that I actually,
That you
like,
decide.
made."
Yeah. Oh, good question. Does the die cut machine still work?
It does, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I saw a very scary sight the other day. Somebody on Instagram posted a picture. They had taken apart their Spellbinders machine, I think for the same reason.
I saw that. Who
And
was
I was like, "Oh, what did they do?" Like, it was like terrifying. Like, I don't need to see the guts. Put it back together. You heard it. Put it back together. Oh, goodness. We like seeing the outside. Oh, Amy Rasavi said, a shake weight for crafters. Yes, we just need 2 mini blossoms in our hands. We'll be the buffest group of crafters out there.
see, we're almost there. I'm just applying layers of foam tape to the foliage elements just to prop them up. And luckily, I've also already stamped my sentiment.
Oh, you're fine. We've still got 10 minutes. You are fine. You're doing good. I agree, Dawn. She said, I love watching JC build flowers. It's very soothing.
Well,
Very
thank you. I do, while we're in this sort of lull as I'm cutting craft foam tape, is I do take a lot of inspiration. So I grew up in Japan as well. I was a military kid. So I draw a lot of inspiration too from the art of bonsai. Just that sort of methodical and peaceful arrangement, I guess, of tree branches. And yeah, I guess like when you grow up around um, things like that, different cultures, these sort of, I don't know, I do end up drawing inspiration from all of that. So that's how it ended up here in my craft room is and that sort of arrangement, that methodical arrangement. And if you have taken my, oh my goodness, my class name, I just forgot it. Elements of floral composition. I
I knew
mentioned
you'd get it. Yes. Well, you have a few classes too, so let's be honest. I'm sure a few names were throwing around. Yeah. Let me post a link to that. If you haven't seen this, there is a class that JC basically lays out like his method to the madness of laying out a card with florals.
It's true. And that class was a labor of love. So like I really went into the depths of research for art composition, floral composition, and just a different way of thinking with Altenew sets. You know, how to use them, in my mind, the most effective way. And I know a lot of folks take it for their AECP
Yep.
course load as well. So I don't know. It's just so nice to see the projects, you know, even after um, that class has, you know, passed for me. It's been a few years now, but
Well, you
and
did. I was just going to say, JC added a lesson last year and a live. So there are two newer sessions. It was Bold Bouquet, I think, was the stamp set that he used in that suite of products, and it was fabulous.
I did, yeah. And there was one more. It was a rhododendron.
The rhododendron, yes, yep,
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. So
thank
feel
you.
free to check that out. Now, where is that sentiment from? It looks familiar, the one that you just had.
Sorry. That's right. It's also from the Sweet Shopper 3, Tasty Treasures.
Okay,
And oh, where is it? A Sweet Hello. Right
yeah,
here.
I've seen that somewhere recently. That's the curse of the crafter, though, right? Like the one sentiment you're looking for, you can see it in your head. You can't see what stamp set it's on, but you know exactly what it looks like.
That's right.
Now, does this
Okay.
mean no splatter?
Not quite yet.
Okay, okay. I didn't know because we were putting sentiment on. I didn't know if that excluded the splatter or
You
if
know,
it
I was
could
trying to
have.
get I had a different plan for that sentiment. It was gonna go somewhere else, but I think I ended up liking this better, and I got excited, and I decided to put it down. But yeah, we can definitely add splatter now. That's always my final touch on these. Um, I think I will use jet black this time.
It's just an
Um,
exciting day. Of
yes.
course, it's excitement. Oh, Susan, she said JC makes florals less scary for me. I really appreciate it. Oh,
Thank you, thank you. I think, you know, it's always fun to try new things and definitely give it a go. If I've got many videos for free, like right on the Altenew YouTube channel. Um, so yeah, tons of inspiration, even from the rest of the design team. There's um, many people who might suit your style a little bit better.
or you can watch them all and learn
Yeah,
so much.
nothing wrong with that as well.
Yeah, it's good to learn. We love to learn. Yeah, Teresa, she said she loved the colored cardstock base along with the matching ink blended depth. That's a very, very nice look. And now something we can do because we have beautiful colored cardstock again at Altenew. And Carrie loved your class, the Elements of Floral Composition. She bought it and loved it.
Thank you, thank you.
I agree, Brenda. It is beautiful. I tried to say your first name and last name all at once, so it was going to become Blick. So luckily I caught it, so it was Blenda. But Brenda, there we go. Oh, Carrie Ann took that class as well. Oh, you have the pearl ones now. These are the new pearl dots, and I think they're called pearl. Those are pearl, right?
Ivory. Sorry.
Ivory. Okay,
What's the
ivory one.
packaging? There it is.
Ivory. Yes.
And it kind of reminds me of sugar pearls, which is why I chose this one specifically. Um, and it matches what's the sorry, I'm gonna pull out my metallic watercolors real quick. It's just the white one on here. Oh, sterling silver.
Yep.
I just find that to be a pretty good match for the ivory dots.
Beautiful.
So I could have used that splatter instead, but I wanted black to match the sentiment so that it's just not this banner that floats here.
Yep.
So that was my intent on that.
Oh, they're running away from you.
They are again.
Yes, Jaycee is a very neat crafter. My craft room always looks like there's been a sign of a struggle here. And Jaycee's is always so beautiful. Oh, Jane said she loved these dies when she first saw them, but now I'm obsessed. Let me post the bundle in case you're interested in the bundle. Again, the die set on its own is not currently in stock, but click notify me. The bundle is in stock, which does have the die set. So. Oh, your old friend, your little friend.
That's right. I don't know who did this. I really apologize. Somebody did this like to align their because I don't craft directly on my folded note card bases. I craft on panels. And somebody did this where they aligned the cardstock to like a corner of their stamp wheel or maybe another one of the stamping platforms. And then they can just align the panel on top. And now I don't really have to fuss with aligning and centering my panel. It's just easy like that now. So whoever did that.
That is genius. Thank you for remembering that because that is genius. I've never seen that before, but whoever did it, genius.
Yeah. It has I'll admit it's been life-changing to see somebody do that. So
it's always fun to get those tips and tricks.
So that's it for this complete bundle. That's Gourmet Garland and Sweet Nasturtium. I still have no words to be able to design for Altenew. It's yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's still weird to see my name right here on the die set and on the stencil set, but yeah, that's Sweet Nasturtium Gourmet Garland together as intended. Again, a dessert plate inspired by my mom's antique collection in the house, Chinese silverware. So yeah.
And I love, I think we talked about this earlier. I love on the garland, like you could put over the nasturtium, you could put other flowers too. It's such a versatile stencil. There's so much that you can do with that gorgeous stencil as well. Both pieces together are fantastic. Oh, look at that.
Just some more bonus projects too. Yeah, because like you mentioned, you can incorporate other flowers on this. I did a perfect pairing on the Altenew channel with Sweet Nasturtium and Gourmet Garland, just as here. But then I added in some other pieces from Creative Cuts houseplants.
Yeah.
So there's one of the flowers there. And that's the last time I saw that die, by the way. There's the highlight. And then it failed. It was during this video where I lost it. And then I added what I presume to be, or the intent of it was to be like rosemary leaves, but it's another set of leaves from the Creative Cuts houseplants. Actually, I have it in reach. It is this set of images here.
If you haven't seen this is our new in January subscription, the Creative Cuts. It is fantastic. It is just so much at that. I love that pot so much because you can do so much with it, put so many different plants in there. I'm so really excited about it. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Thank you. And the last one, just another bonus project. These were also elements from the Sweet Shop Retreat. The stencil set is the background. And then sweet signages is the sentiment, this circular sentiment in there. And then, of course, I added my two little macarons from Sweet Nasturtium die set in the center as my focal element. So just other ways to use the die set at least, and as well as the layering stencil on here, Gourmet Garland.
Which set, Carrie, which set were you looking for? The Sweet Nasturtium is in the bundle. But if you want to get notified, oh, the houseplants, click the get notified button. That as soon as it goes into our system, it'll get it out to you and let you know it's there. So before people are yawning and looking with their coffee at the website, you get the email. So, you get it before other people might see that. Yes, that set is fantastic as well. Trying to see. Yes, they are so beautiful. And I love that for folks that were at Sweet Shop that didn't know this, the Sugar Rush actually has a die. So that's the stencil that Jaycee shows with the pink and the purple macaron. There is a die for that. So you can cut all of it at once, which is fantastic. And some of the pieces stay together and some come apart. And it's just a fantastic die. It was brilliant. And that was customer request as well at Sweet Shop. Everybody's like, where's the die? Where's the die? So I think we're die spoiled now, because every time something comes out, we're like, well, where's the die? So at least they know we love dies, so that's a good thing. And how cute, if you could do that, would be a very cute Valentine as well, with the two macarons on there, and have, if you go for the Valentine's thing, that would be super cute. That would be so cute. And kind of non-traditional Valentine's colors, it's not that bright, dark, bold magenta pink, that you think of with Valentine's, or red. It's the light pink, the purple is a nice non-traditional Valentine's, I would say.
Yeah. And the sweet, like I used the happy birthday sentiment in here. In sweet signages, there's an I love you, sweetie, or made with love, hugs, even if you need that. So that's all in here to coordinate. It was such a fun retreat, but yeah, especially for Sweet Nasturtium and Gourmet Garland. It was just fun to showcase during class.
Everybody's saying that. Who wants to fussy cut? We are die spoiled. We don't want to go back, do we? We want to stay the way we are, die spoiled and loving every minute of it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us at this time. I know a few folks were super excited it was at this time because they got to attend, and they don't normally get to attend. So we're excited that you were able to attend and have a special treat. And if you did miss the earlier one where we were talking about the Secret Garden 2025, where Jaycee is an instructor, which we're super excited about. He does a project with a secret product in there, and maybe one more slipped out too. So there might be some extra sneaks flying around everywhere.
So many.
We love those.
I really didn't mean it, but it happens. It's what happens when you craft, right?
It does. And the good thing is we all know on the other side of it. So when we were the customers, we know we like those sneak peeks. So it's, it sneaks out. You're like, oh, I know.
I guess it's more enticing to attend the lives because, especially if you're with me, then oops, I might accidentally show you something you're not supposed to see. So I made sure in the background too. I was like nothing in the background, but of course I was just going to show it right on camera. So.
But that's what we love. It's live. It's alive. It's all live. So that's the exciting part, is you never know what's going to happen. That's why my segment is called Crafting Adventures, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Got to be prepared. So yeah, if you just missed this, if you did miss that one, as Jaycee is trying not to laugh at me, head back and check that one out. We had as much fun there as well. But thank you so much for joining the fabulous conversation, the great questions. We always appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you next time. So thank you to my fabulous, fabulous crafty friend stopping by to share his beautiful collection.
Thank you. And of course, thank you to my fabulous moderator. I can't wait to see you again very soon. So
it always means we're crafting. It's always good. And from all of us at Altenew, thank you so much for allowing us to help you craft your life. We'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.